Hello and welcome to my channel Desified Umme. So yesterday, one of my subscribers have requested me to please guide about the pre-Cas interview. Their Cas interview is approaching, and he was like getting very worried. I don't know if that was a boy or a girl, but some of my subscribers just asked me to please tell about the pre-Cas interview questions because their interview was approaching. So this video is especially for you and all of those whose pre-Cas interviews are approaching. Some other subscribers have requested me to make the video in English because they are not able to understand. So I am making this video in English, and please comment down below and let me know if you find it useful and understand it better. So let's get started. So first of all, a pre-Cas interview is an interview conducted by the university to check your credibility. I have already uploaded a video on my channel about the visa interview, which will happen in a VFS global office or an embassy office by the home office personals. So that interview is different, and this pre-Cas interview is different. This is conducted by the university. If you need any help with the visa interview, I will give a link of the video up here and you can go and check that out. So this interview is conducted by the university, and they are going to check that whether to issue your Cas or not. So the issuance of your Cas is dependent on this interview. Keep some of the things in mind which I will tell you in this video, and they are going to ask 90% to 95% of the questions which I am telling you. So there is no major difference between the two interviews that is conducted by the university and the home office at the time of the grant of your visa. But there is a little difference because the university is more interested about how you picked up the course and are you a genuine student. So first of all, as the interview will begin, it will be around 15 to 20 minutes interview, and it could be less depending on your answers. So first they will ask you about yourself. What's your name? What's your date of birth? From where do you belong? So do not give them too much information because that will make it a little bit difficult for them to process the information, and they might cut your make a negative point on your application. So just talk to the point, just give the information they ask you to give, and do not talk much. If they ask you to introduce yourself, you just have to tell your name and the place from where you are coming, and in what course you are going to study. That's it. So do not give more information about your hobbies and what you do and what's your age and what's your start. No, not that is all irrelevant information. So after the personal introductions, they are going to ask you, first of all, that why you have chosen this university and in which university you are going to study. What is your course name? What course you are going to study? How many modules are there? Can you explain one or two modules in detail? So you must know what are your different course modules, and pick one or two of them and just read them in a little bit more detail so that you can explain there. Then they can ask you about what is your course start date, what is your course end date, how long is your degree program, about your previous education. They can ask you questions. Then they can ask you that how your current degree relates to your previous education. They can also ask that how your degree is going to help you in your future plans. What are your future plans? Are you going to study further, or are you going to do a job? Are you going to stay in UK or come back to Pakistan? And never ever say that you are going to stay in UK, otherwise they will not issue your Cas. Just say that I will go back to my home country and will work there for the betterment of my own people, because they want you to say that thing in both interviews, in visa interview and in pre-Cas interview. Never show your intention of staying in UK, otherwise they will not issue your visa or your Cas. So say that I will go back, and then they will ask you about, if you have any gap on your CV, they will ask questions about that. If you're switching fields, they will ask you about that why you are switching fields. Next, they can ask you about what other universities have you, tried contacting or tried to get admission in while applying for this university, and why you have chosen this particular university. What you know about the city. Like in my credibility interview, they asked me about Glasgow, that why you have picked Glasgow and what's different, what attracted you towards this city. And I still remember my answer to that, that I said that there are so many museums and the history of the city is very rich. It is very vibrant. So that was my answer. Then they can ask you about your plans of travel when you are planning to travel. Do you need a visa to apply? These are the questions that they can ask you. They can ask you about your financial, status. Where is your, if you have attached your financial documents with your degree, they can ask you from where you have arranged your finances, who is supporting you to do this degree, and all of these questions. So prepare yourself well. There might be some issue in understanding the English because they speak very fast, and because of the native accent, might not pick some things, but it's never a problem to ask again. You can always ask. Do not say sorry or excuse me, because that's considered rude. You can always say something like, pardon me, could you repeat that again? Or I cannot understand, can you repeat that again? Or you can say, sorry, I cannot understand, can you repeat that again? So you can say something like that, and they will always repeat for you, or change the words for you to understand better. Always try to answer every question. Do not say that I don't know the answer to this question. That is considered very bad for your CAS approval. So always try to answer questions to the best of your knowledge. They will ask your questions from the personal statement. So your personal statement is something that I have emphasized so many times to write on your own, because an interviewer is have that in front of him, and they're going to ask questions from that. So if you have not written your personal statement yourself, then that is a big issue, and you might not do so well on the interview. But whatever you have write in that personal statement, whether you have written it yourself or whether your agent has written it for you, just try to read that once and see what is written in there, and try to prepare yourself from that perspective. So these are some of the major questions they are going to ask you. Other than that, they can ask you anything related to your own personal experience or your own personal scenarios. But from all of these questions, 90% of the questions they are going to ask you, and some of the key questions which have a certain way to answer them, I have already told you. So good luck to all of you. I hope that this video has helped some of you who are going into their pre-CAS interviews in a couple of days. This is the time of issuance of CAS. I know there are a lot of delays, and students are asking me about the delays, but they are going to issue your CAS. So stay tuned, take very good care of yourself, keep subscribing the channel, keep liking my content, and I will see you guys with another video. Bye bye.